Good afternoon, everybody. It is meteorology info forecast, guys, and welcome back to the video. Today is a very exciting video for, I guess, you guys, and I'm actually very excited, even though I already know what it looks like. But as you can tell, this is I believe my fifth, I think my fifth preliminary winter forecast, and I think I'll have two more. One, at the end of November, so you have a good 2 weeks, and then maybe one maybe early mid-December, and that'll be my final one. I want to give you guys a little bit more excitement and news. Almost everybody else has already done their final, so I just thought I can keep on going. But yeah, we have a lot of new maps. I made these yesterday, like at 8 in the morning. So I had all Saturday to make those other videos, and I was very busy yesterday. Later today, I'm gonna have my other state snowfall maps for Ohio, Tennessee, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and California, and then I have Mondays all booked. So today and Mondays all booked up for those 5 states. So if your state has not been asked yet, that'll be on Tuesday's videos. I know that's very far from now, but yeah. So we have a lot of new maps. I want to try to make this video a little bit shorter than my other ones, and I'm not going to be showing the Snowfall Outlook because I've been showing that forever, and it's not really changing that much. I just think it's a waste of time to keep on going over it, that most of you guys can just go on and look at it. So I'm just gonna be showing my, I believe, I'm going to be showing my 4 maps. So yeah, be sure to hit that like button. Let's try to get to maybe 20 likes. It's a lot of hard work, and we are 10 subscribers from 1,900. It really means a lot when you help me out. We are 9 days from my 1-year anniversary, so it would mean a lot if we can get to 1,900 before that. And then hopefully we can get to 2,000 before the end of November. But without further ado, let's get in this video. Alright guys, so we're going to be looking at my precipitation map. I believe it's different, or a lot different than my other one, I believe so. The last one I did was a month ago, I believe. I'm going to have to use my yellow color for this. So as you can tell, we have a lot of precipitation out here in the east. We have slightly above average precipitation for many areas in the Midwest, out there into the Tennessee Valley. When we have these cold fronts, we'll definitely have a lot of snowfall and rainfall, which will bring in a lot more precipitation. That's the thing when it comes to when we have an east favoring more snow. Is usually when we also have that more precipitation. And I'll go all the way to Texas. We won't really see that much of a difference in Texas wide. Like the plains in Texas, all that should be near normal again. But we're definitely gonna have some precipitation slightly above average, so maybe a couple inches. I don't think you're gonna really notice it that much. We're just gonna have a couple more inches again with that Midwest. We're gonna have that lake effect snow that could bring in some more rain out there into the South Central, as we have. Again, we do have the areas that have a lake effect snow right here. That's actually bad. We have lake effect snow right here. So that'll bring in that rain for many of these areas. So we're definitely going to have a lot more precipitation wise. But also we have a huge area in the moderate above average, or generally above average, in that second green shade. That's all the way from Maine, areas near Detroit, through the areas of the Ohio Valley, all the way down to southern Louisiana. You're probably wondering why it's such a big area and why it's the whole East Coast. Well, actually, we're going to have a lot more nor'easters possible that could bring in a lot of rain for the areas right here. It's going to bring a lot of rain for the nor'easters. It's going to be bringing a lot of snow / heavy rain. Again, usually the nor'easters, we see heavy rain. And we're going to have multiple. Not every nor'easter is going to bring so much snow. And again, we're also going to have that lake effect snow that will bring some heavy snow right here that could bring in some rain for areas right here. So with all the precipitation, and I believe we're definitely going to have a lot more snowfall-wise in the Appalachian Mountains. I think we can also have a lot more snowfall. Again, when we have a snowstorm, we have rain for those areas south of it or north of it. So we're definitely gonna have a lot more precipitation, like we're not gonna see way above average precip. You're definitely gonna feel it. You're probably gonna have a lot more rainy days out there in the southeast. You're probably gonna have a bit more snowy and rainy days out there in the northeast. Depends what the nor'easter brings. Again, sometimes we can have some nor'easters that can bring some snow all the way down here. And I believe with all these cold fronts coming in, we're going to have a lot of this cold air here. So we'll have that moisture, and that could definitely bring in some snow and also rain. Depends where you live. We're definitely going to have a lot more precip, a lot more storms, a lot more, obviously, rainfall and snowfall in these areas. But it's also very widespread again. It's almost going to be it's so big because of the nor'easters and the lake effect snow. If we didn't have those factors, I think some of these areas will, maybe the southeast, the mid-Atlantic will still stick here, but I think the northeast will just be in the slightly below or slightly above So now we're gonna be looking at the west. I really don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if this is the best color, but this inside this we have slightly below average precipitation. I hope you guys can see it, but we're definitely gonna be seeing some below average precip. We're not gonna have that many western snowstorms. We are gonna have some, but we're not gonna have them go super duper to the south. Once we have these western storms like we've been seeing with Aubrey and Bessie, we see them form out here into the west, and they just go straight to the east. We had one snowstorm out here in the west already. They might dip down to Texas maybe and then go down to the northeast, but we're not going to have too many come down here. I know we haven't even started winter yet, so you can't really compare a fall pattern to a winter pattern, but I just think this pattern is going to continue as we have these cold fronts coming one after the other, and as these cold fronts get stronger and stronger and stronger, in the east, it'll get warmer and warmer and drier. So we're always going to have the precipitation right here. We're not going to have too much precip. Even though, like I said, we have snowstorms, they bring rain, but it'll mostly bring in rain for Oregon, Washington, and in front of it for the plains. Again, these storms are going to be pushing down to the east because of these cold fronts. We don't have many cold fronts that are coming in that will be dipping like this, but that's not the normal that's not what we normally see again. So California, Nevada, and the Southwest will definitely have some slightly below average precipitation, but it's not you're necessarily going to really feel it that much. Doesn't mean we're going to have a lot more droughts. Doesn't mean we're going to have some droughts. There's just a bigger chance it could happen. So now we're going to be looking at the temperature outlook here, and I honestly really like it. It took me a good hour just for this map itself. I really like it. It's slightly different. I think we have the areas in the second shade, which is below average. That is a bit more widespread, but not much. I think we have a big update for the South Central and the Deep South. So as you can tell in this first shade, this is slightly below average temperatures. This will come in from the west there. I really think many people are showing it getting into Idaho. I really don't think we're going to have too many cold fronts hanging in there in Idaho. We're definitely going to have cold fronts in Idaho. I just don't think they're going to hang in there that long. So that goes down to Texas. The new update is with my maps. I don't think we're going to have cold fronts getting super duper south anymore. At first I did. I thought it was looking pretty likely, but now it's not really looking like it will, because we are having possibility for some bit warmer temperatures in Florida that could actually push it in this way, and we're definitely going to have some moisture in the Gulf of Mexico that will bring in a lot of maybe slightly warmer and chilly rain. We can have different possibilities there, but that'll come in all the way from Dallas, Texas. Louisiana's still in there, and that'll come in all the way to the New England area. So Nashville, Atlanta, Tupelo, Dallas, areas near Clemson, Raleigh, Richmond, all you guys will be seeing slightly below average temperatures. Again, you guys can have major cold fronts and possibly get into the well below average temperatures. Doesn't mean it's going to really play a factor in the whole thing. It's not like we're going to have a cold front that's bad. That's going to be the whole 4 months of winter. Anyways, we're going to have many cold fronts come in here, but they're going to be either not super bad like the one we're about to see this week, or they're not going to last that long. Again, we're going to see many clippers, huge cold fronts out there in the Midwest, so it's completely different. We're going to have multiple. We're not, again, guys, this is not an El Nino. We're not going to have every cold front go down to that sort of south. So that's slightly below average temperatures, and that goes all the way to the areas in the New England area. Now into the in the below average, which is the moderate, that'll hang in there near Billings, Montana. That'll dip down a little bit more into Texas. I don't think we're going to get that much further down to the south. I think that's probably the limit. We're going to see those cold fronts be that bad and that strong. That'll be very close to Amarillo. Oklahoma City is in there, and it starts to go a bit more to the north. As you guys can notice, the cold front goes up like this, it goes down, and then it goes up like this. I think we're definitely going to have this air stick a bit more north. I don't think we're definitely gonna see cold fronts be super duper strong at some point out here in the south. I just think they're gonna be more to the north. I really don't think we're gonna have again this second level come the second color here. Again, Oklahoma is, you guys think of Oklahoma very south and northern Arkansas very south. But if you really think about it, Oklahoma and Arkansas get very strong cold fronts that come in and they go actually just dip down to the north. So I really don't think we're really going to be seeing them go down to the south near the areas of the southeast. And you're probably wondering why I have this little stick right here. That's for the Appalachian Mountains, so obviously they are higher elevations, so we're going to see them stick in as we have those cold fronts come in. I think we'll have a little bit of blast in these winds that will push it down to these mountains as it moves up and then back north. I know that's pretty complicated, but yeah, now be going all the way to the Midwest. sorry, not to the Midwest, all the way to the New England area. So it's gonna be a big track. You go dip down to the south and then back north. Again, that'll be for Detroit, the Midwest, Ohio Valley. Yeah, Ohio Valley and those areas in the Northeast. We'll definitely be seeing possibly another huge Thanksgiving cold front like we saw last year. And it could also be maybe a bit bigger, not just the Northeast, but maybe what we've been seeing for this past couple of weeks, maybe in the Ohio Valley. So again, that's what the moderate below average. So now for the very, very dark blue, that is for well below average temperatures. And we're definitely, many people are showing this too. I just think many people are just showing Montana and the Dakotas. I think we can have those cold fronts and those clippers come in a lot more to the south and cover much more land in the Midwest, including areas near Muskegon, Michigan, areas in Madison, Wisconsin, almost all Wisconsin, all Minnesota, parts of the Dakotas. I think the Midwest will be the jackpot for the cold temperatures. Wise, not snowfall necessarily, but cold wise. We're definitely have many clippers. Again, we've seen for this fall pattern bringing it way, way, way below average temperatures for the plains, and that's going to cause a lot more snowfall and a lot more snowfall dipping more to the south, near the Ohio Valley. So we're definitely going to have very, very well below average temperatures there, and we can definitely break records early. We've already broken some records. They're already in the plunging, the tens, single digits as high as I've seen. Very cold in Minneapolis yesterday, so this is looking like it's going to continue all the way to winter. So if you don't like the cold and you're the dark blue, I really either maybe move before the winter comes, even though it's somewhat already feels like it's here, or you might want to spend a good $100 on a jacket or something. So yeah. And now in the West, again, the West is the same story, looking like we're just going to have slightly above average temperatures. Again, I just don't even know. There's not that much to explain. Like, you guys already know, like, it's going to be slightly warmer again. It's going to be dry and warm there in the West. So again, not one of these winters where it's not that happy to live in the West unless you like spring temperatures when it's supposed to be cold. I know many guys in the West are tired of it. So yeah, we're going to have areas near Eugene, Oregon, so I'm going to see slightly above average. We're not going to really see them go all the way to the Pacific Northwest. I really don't think it's going to go that widespread. We're going to see areas in Fresno, Las Vegas, Carson City, Phoenix, all the way to south, western New Mexico. We're definitely going to be seeing slightly above average again. We're going to have major warm fronts there too, but it's not, or I know the warm fronts there last very long, and I just don't think we're going to get to that necessarily more than 15 degrees above average. And if I have to, my next update, I'll add a moderate above average. But right now, it's looking like it's going to be warm, but not super dangerously a moderate above average, if you guys get that. So now we're looking at the snowfall, and this is actually one of my exciting maps here. It's not the best. It didn't take that long, because it's my opinion, but again, in the bluish, dark, light blue, whatever, that's just a general blue, I guess. That's slightly above average snowfall. Or you can just say above average. Again, I just like to say slightly because I don't want to get my people hopes up there. But we're definitely have a huge area in the Midwest into the Northeast that we'll definitely be seeing, or just the generally east in the plains will have above average snowfall. Like I said, when we have these cold fronts pushing it, we have a good example right now. Student that have a named storm, we could actually have that this snowstorm coming into the areas, into the plains, and this cold front's pushing it down. Like I talked when I mentioned it, it's pushing it down into these areas, into Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, northern Georgia, Alabama, Tupelo areas, and like that. We're definitely gonna have many more snowfalls, many more cold fronts, and as we get into the heart of winter, we're gonna have a lot more snow to come to the southeast. We're not necessarily gonna see what we saw last year, jackpot. Obviously, the jackpot's going to be in the Midwest into the Northeast. But again, this is where we're going to have, or sorry, the Mid-Atlantic, not the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic. But yeah, if you're in the blue, you have slightly above average snowfall again. Definitely going to have a lot more snowfall in the pink, which is we're going to have a lot more snow again. If you are not in the blue, if you're not in a single color, if you're not blue, doesn't mean you're not going to get snow. It's just saying you're not going to get above average snowfall. So you can still get the average snowfall or maybe a bit less. Again, it doesn't mean you're not going to get snow. I need you guys to get that in your head. Doesn't mean you're not going to get snow. But obviously in the pink, we're going to have a lot more. And obviously in the blue, we're going to have a bit more. But in the pink, it's going to be, I don't want to say the jackpot, but it could be the jackpot for snowfall-wise based on your average. I think we definitely see that pink go all the way down to near areas near Asheville, near Boone, and just near Johnson City. I think we'll definitely have those Appalachian mountains seem to see above average snowfall all the way into the New England area, where we can have again those nor'easters and above average lake effect snow. So now into the west, we can have the orange, which is a below average snowfall, again dry, warm, and below average. But now it's time for my map. Boom! Here is my final map. This video is getting a lot longer than I thought. I don't know why it's so long when I do this stuff. But again, in the dark green, we have very wet. I was going to put chilly rain, but again, it can also be warm rain. I didn't want to put warm rain either because it can be both. So I just put very wet, and that's going to be all the way for the Gulf Coast and to the areas of Florida. So again, it's most likely going to be where we have the rain from those snowstorms that come to the south and the north. Because again, you guys really likely won't see that. I'm just going to put it out. Those areas in the very wet, most likely won't see that much snow, maybe one or two, but not that much at all, maybe not even a stick at all. And then we have the pink winter battle zone, so that's exactly why we have that wet south of it, because that's where we're going to have the ice, sleet, snow, all that wintry stuff, slush, all that. Most likely going to have more ice than snow, or we can have more snow than ice, but it looks like we're going to have less sleet this year, and that will definitely bring in some good amount of snow for the more northern parts of the winter battle zone. If you're in the northern part of the winter battle zone, you're most likely going to see more snow than the areas in Texas, Louisiana, and all that. So now for the dark blue, north of that, we have very cold. So as you can tell, it's kind of a pattern. So we have very cold, then winter battle zone where it's a bit warmer, and then very wet where it's somewhat warm above freezing. So there's a pattern here. So we have very cold areas in the southern Ohio Valley through the Ozarks, so St. Louis, areas in Springfield, Illinois, Evansville, Indiana, areas into Johnson City. Obviously going to be seeing some very cold fronts that will be coming from those clippers. That's just north of that. In the pink, we have those clippers, and as you can, a pattern clippers gets a little bit warmer, which is very cold, and then a little bit warmer winter battle zone, and then a little bit warm, very wet. So we're gonna have many clippers that can bring in huge many Arctic blasts. It's probably gonna feel like northern Canada at some points. We're gonna have way bigger negative digits to come, possibly in the Midwest, that could bring in maybe even colder conditions for the Ozarks, but not necessarily for all of the Southeast. Now for the white, and we have lake effect snow. I was going to put above average, but I already mentioned that before. So that's many areas out here through almost all of Michigan. Areas in Chicago, Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Columbus, Cleveland, Toledo, Erie, Pittsburgh, Albany, or not Albany, sorry, Syracuse, and Buffalo, New York will all be seeing above average lake effect snow, which again is a factor why we have above average precipitation there. And then the light green, we have the other factor for above average precip in the east, the nor'easter pattern. I was going to put it all the way down to the southeast like I did with my fall or my November one, but I just wanted to add more colors. I think so I have 12 regions or 12 colors, which is a lot, the most I've ever had, I think. So this is very detailed, and that's going to come in from Maine to Virginia, where we can have the bigger chance for snow, and then the south obviously you have that ice, sleet, and snow because it's a bit warmer. And then the gray for Texas and Oklahoma, New Mexico, that's normal. Couldn't really think that much to say. I was gonna put flip-flop, but I think it would be more of just a normal. To be honest, we can have the maybe wet for eastern Texas and then dry for western, but for much of those areas in the south central, we can just see normal conditions. For the areas in the light blue, stretching for many areas in the Rockies, the plains, we can have chilly conditions. So we're going to have definitely cold, but we're going to have those very cold clippers out there through far east Montana and the northern plains. But for the plains, central plains, we'll have more chilly. And then for the white, we have mountain snow. Nothing much new. We could have near average mountain snow. But obviously, if you're in the areas more central Montana, you have above average. But that'll go for Denver, Colorado Springs, Salt Lake City, Boise, Idaho, areas into Helena and Idaho Falls will have mountain snow. And then in the orange, we have those dry conditions. So all the way from El Paso up to areas near Salem, Oregon, we'll have dry conditions. Again, not necessarily mean we're going to have a lot more droughts, but it's just going to be a bit drier based on your average, like it sounds. And then we have the warmer conditions in the red for more of the western coast. That's areas near Carson City, Lake Tahoe, Los Angeles, about 99% of California isn't that warm, so it really sucks to be in that. But it's mostly exciting for many of these people, but not for the West. And then again, of course, for the Pacific Northwest, we have that chilly rain because there'll be, of course, Seattle and Portland don't see that much snow. They average 2 inches. So They can see snow. I just obviously it's not going to be that much above average. That's in the east. From this mountain, snow will be a bit above freezing, so they did see the chilly rain. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It actually took a lot of work on this, and I was very tired when I did this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be posting my state one later, and I'm hoping to do a triple upload today, so I can do another update on this snowstorm. But bye, guys.